Hello and welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley. And once again, it is time for another idioms class. We will be learning some vocabulary idioms, maybe some other expressions and colloquialisms which are related in some way to work, fellow workers, and the workplace. Idioms, of course, are phrases or sometimes entire sentences which express an idea, which is maybe an analogy or a metaphor, or it expresses an idea that is different than the actual dictionary meanings of the words. Today, we're going to continue our lesson from yesterday. And in fact, this whole week, really, at this time slot, we're looking at idioms somehow related to business and work. Today, we're going to continue with more idioms about work. As usual, students will take turns doing some various exercises to introduce the idioms, and then we'll discuss them, clarify the meaning, and talk a little bit about the situational use of the idioms, when and where they are used. Okay, let's get started. Hi, Senia. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, and you?
I'm hanging in there. Thanks. I'm doing okay. A little tired today, but okay. Okay. Well, glad to have you here, Senia. Hogan has also joined us. Hi, Hogan.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Good to see you again. How are you doing?
I just got from meeting with my friends, so I'm just a little tired.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're all a little tired. I just got back from.
Yeah, I just got back from meeting.
Right. There you go. Okay. And so here we go. Today's idiom lesson is going to start off with a little warm-up, actually looking at some literal meanings, dictionary meanings of some keywords which will be instrumental in understanding idioms, which will come up a little bit later in the lesson. All right, so we'll start with this fill in the blank exercise. Fill in the blank in the sentence with the italicized bold words appear above. Okay, let's begin. Senia, number one.
If something is steady, it doesn't move.
Okay. All right, yes, absolutely. I don't know what else to say about that. Steady is an adjective. It doesn't move. That's it, one way or the other. Whether you're talking about physical things like your hands, if you have steady hands, they don't move, or you're talking about more abstract things like the stock market. Okay, the Dow Jones is steady this week. Okay, not changing, not moving. Very good.
I know this word from races, computer games, from Sonic's races. It's a ready, steady, go.
Ready, steady, go.
Yes, it's one of my first words, I think, in
Okay.
English.
You know what? That's very funny, because I've heard that, and as an American, that always confused me. Why ready, steady, go? That's interesting, Senia, because it's very British. British say ready, steady, go. Americans do not. I didn't even understand ready, steady, go. Why steady? Americans say ready, set, go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just so you know.
Okay.
Hogan, number two.
Number two, oil, gas, and water came to us along a pipeline.
Okay. We often read about oil pipelines gas pipelines in the news. Pipeline is really just a pipe. You have pipes in your house to carry water. Big ones that maybe above or below ground are pipelines. That is correct. Okay. Very good. Number 3, Sinia.
If you are in a small boat and you make it uh, ropes?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Rock.
Yes?
Rock.
Rock. Make it rock, it might capsize.
Yeah.
And what capsize does mean?
Uh-huh. What does capsize mean?
What does capsize mean?
Capsize is a very specific word. It's a verb, to capsize, and it means to sink a boat. If a boat capsizes, it turns over to such a degree that water runs into it. Okay? If a boat capsizes, it sinks. So you might say it might sink. Okay, now rock, of course, has many meanings. You know any other meanings of rock?
Style of music.
A style of music, rock and roll. Yeah, okay. Rock and roll. Why rock and roll? Because rock and roll are movements. All right, rock is a motion back and forth. If you're in a small boat and you lean from left to right to left to right, you're making the boat rock. It tips, causes motion. Yeah, rock out, rock on. Okay, lots of colloquial phrases that have to do with rock and roll more than with boats. Rock on, people. Okay, let us now rock on. Hogan, number 4.
Number 4, a road which goes nowhere is a dead end.
Yeah, it sure is. If you live on Americans would commonly say a dead end street. No matter if it's a road, avenue, no matter the size of the particular road, Americans refer to it as a dead end street. Sinia, number 5.
On a sailing boat, the sails are controlled by means of ropes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Absolutely correct. Don't know what to say about ropes. A rope is a rope. Is a rope. A cowboy needs a rope. Needs a rope. Needs a rope. Okay, Hogan, number 6.
If something is too high and out of your reach, use a ladder.
Okay. Very good. Hogan, have you ever fallen under a ladder?
Nope.
Fallen off a ladder, I mean? Not under.
No, okay. Not yet.
In your culture, is there a superstition and unsubstantiated, unscientific idea that if you walk under a ladder, it's bad luck?
Why is that?
Actually, here's one superstition. Many superstitions make no sense, like the number 13 is, or the number 4 is unlucky. There's no logic. But actually, if you think about it, walking under a ladder, it can be bad luck. If somebody drops a hammer or a bucket of paint,
yeah.
It could be instant bad luck. Really. Yeah. It's just not safe. But anyway, why? I don't know, because, I don't know, black cats are bad luck. Why? I have no idea. Okay, anyway, let's get on to our idioms. We're going to use these expressions up above here to fill in these expressions, or idioms, up above to fill in the blanks in the sentences. Let's do it. Sinia, number 1.
Imagine just putting letters in envelopes all day. What a steady job.
No.
Or dead-end job.
Yeah, probably a dead-end job. This is not a very good example. This is not a very good example, and I know why you said steady job, because you're doing the same thing over and over. But a steady job, it means a job that has regular hours and that is pretty secure. You have security. Your job's not going anywhere. You make a steady, consistent amount of money. That's a steady job. As opposed to sometimes you work, sometimes you don't, or you're working on commission or something like that. Yeah, I don't really like this example because a dead-end job would mean a job where there is no possibility of advancement. And I don't know, putting letters in envelopes all day, who knows? Maybe you could be the manager in charge of other people putting letters in envelopes all day. I don't know. It's not a very useful example here. So, yeah. A dead-end job, there's absolutely nowhere to go. There's no way to improve your position. Okay, Ken has joined us. Let me just say hi. Hi.
Yes, hello.
Ken, hi. Welcome to the
Thank
class. Hang on a second. I'll come around to you in just a bit. Hogan, number 2.
Number 2, it's going to be a busy year for us. We've got 2 major projects to finish and an even bigger one. A new branch?
No.
Oh, it's not a new branch. It's a bigger one in the pipeline.
Very good. So what's the idea here? All right, they're working on 2 projects now and 1 in the pipeline. What does that mean, 1 in the pipeline?
Pipeline is we have to do in the near future. It's in the list, maybe.
It's on the list. Yeah, it hasn't really started yet, but it's definitely planned. It's something that's going to happen. It's going to happen, but it you haven't really started work on it yet. Whether that's building a skyscraper, it's in the pipeline. Somebody's bought the land, they're getting the permits. Maybe they're in that process where they're doing the legal things, but they haven't actually started construction yet. You would say that the building project is in the pipeline. Definitely used for business, money-related things. You wouldn't say, Mary and I are going to get married in the fall. Our marriage is in the pipeline. No, you would never say that. It sounds really weird. That would make it sound like your marriage is a business transaction. Actually, that's what would be assumed. Yeah, you wouldn't say, oh, thinking about going to Mexico next year. It's in the pipeline. No, that wouldn't work. It's definitely used for something related to money and business. Or work. Ken, number 3, please.
Marks and Spencer are opening a new branch in town next summer.
Okay, very good. What does that mean? What is Marks and Spencer's?
Marks and Spencer is the owner of the company or shop.
Well, that's actually no.
No, it's a brand.
It's a brand.
Okay.
That's like McDonald's.
A hamburger.
No. Well, not necessarily. Marks and Spencer's. I have no idea really what it is.
Okay.
It's probably imaginary.
Cloth.
I would guess it's clothing. Yeah, right. Thank you. Is it real, Senia?
Yes, it's real, I think.
Yeah, oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, I'm an idiot when it comes to clothing and fashion and all that, so I don't know. But whatever. It's the name or the brand of a company, right? So, Ken, if they're opening a new branch, what are they opening?
New shop in this sense.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Okay. So you go to the mall, and what are you looking at? You're looking at branch stores of many different
And maybe talking about companies, if the company starts a new branch, that means a new office or something.
It could be if it's something like a bank or a legal firm. Yeah, something who primarily do their business out of offices, an investment company, something like that. Yeah, they can open a new branch. Insurance company, there you go. An insurance company opens a branch. It's obviously an office. not a store, or not a restaurant like McDonald's. So depends on the company what exactly it is, but yeah, that's the idea. Senior, number 4.
I just had a really good job interview. I'm on a short list of 5.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure why a short list. Oh, because of 5. Okay, I see now. All right. No, it's normal to just say I'm on the short list, not give a number. What does that mean? What's the short list?
After an interview, their interviewer made a short list of 5 interviewers,
Mm-hmm.
which he liked, and this man in it.
That's perfect. Exactly. Good job. Good job describing it. Yeah. Usually it's used exactly for this purpose, talking about hiring. It can be used for other things, like several companies bid on a project to build a bridge. They may do 2 rounds of bidding, for example. So, some companies get eliminated and other companies go on to the second round and they're on the short list. So it is possible to use it in other things, but yeah, it's even possible. It's possible to say, well, my wife and I sat down and we made a list of 10 places we'd like to visit on our next vacation. And after some research, we've shortlisted it down to 3. We have a short list now of Brazil, Mexico, or Greece, like that. So you can use it in other things as well. Hogan, number 5.
Number 5, where is there to go once you've reached the top of the tree?
Okay, the top of the tree.
Top of the tree.
You jump out of the tree. I don't know. What do they mean by the top of the tree? What might be the top of the tree?
I think there's a higher position in the company,
Yeah.
like executives or something.
That's it, exactly. This is very weird for me as an American. Okay, this is more British. Americans say the top of the ladder, meaning the same thing. And for Americans, we have a lot of, I don't know, 2 or 3 expressions that have to do with the ladder. Climbing the ladder. Oh, he's climbing the corporate ladder. He's trying to get a higher position. Okay, he's on the bottom rung of the ladder. He just started in the mailroom in the company. So, yeah. Ken, number 6.
A lot of people are happy with a steady job, even if it isn't very interesting. The main thing is security it offers.
Yeah, exactly. Steady job, security, constant paycheck. The company is reliable. You're reasonably sure the company's not going anywhere. Or you work for the government. A government job is the epitome of a steady job, I suppose. Okay. Time to climb the career ladder. Huh, what I just said. Okay. All right, 2-part exercise. We're going to see how many of these you know. We're going to use these verbs up above to try to create an idiom down below here. And then we're going to use the expressions in a long series of fill-in-the-blank exercises. So we'll attempt to identify the idioms first, talk about them a little bit, and then we'll try using them. Okay, let's go one by one. Senior, any guesses for A?
I think make a name for yourself.
I think you're right. What does that mean if you want to make a name for yourself?
In some kind of reputation, so you should do everything right, and then your name will speaking before you, something like that.
Well, your name will speak for you. That's interesting, but
For you.
you're correct. Yeah, or people will speak about you. Both. Okay. That's it, exactly. And you often hear this phrase, make a name for yourself in the industrial cleaner business. Make a name for yourself in show business. whatever. Make a name for yourself in politics. You often hear it with the prepositional phrase identifying the career path. Hogan, B.
B blank the career ladder. Oh, that's easy. Climb.
Yeah, it's right here. It's the name of it. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, well, I already discussed this. Okay, you're trying to continuously raise your position in a company. You're climbing the career ladder. Okay, Ken, C.
I don't know.
I don't either.
Really?
Yeah, I don't either because there's several possibilities. Honestly, what do you think?
Hold stuff.
Okay, if you hold staff, what does that mean? You're right.
Hire staff.
No, if you hold staff, we hold staff for a long period. That means you don't have a lot of people quitting, and then you have to rehire and retrain.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if it's really an idiom or if it's a collocation of words. Are there any others that actually fit?
Standing stuff.
Not really.
Take on stuff.
Take on? Yes. So if you take on staff, what would that mean? That's probably the answer, by the way, I think.
I don't know.
Because that's the most idiomatic. Take on staff, that's hiring.
Okay, I see.
We have to take on more staff before the Christmas holidays, like that. I think there's one more that would be a common collocation. Yeah, well, find staff.
Yeah, that's
right. But that's okay. Hold staff, find staff. Those are collocations. Those are just commonly said together. I think the one that's kind of idiomatic is take on staff. Land staff, Senior was suggesting, that's a little, almost. You might hear it. We often use land to land an account, land a new client, land a new customer. It's usually used about getting customers. You might hear it about staff if it was a case where you're trying to hire somebody from a very limited pool of people, so it was a real accomplishment to get a particular person and hire them. Oh, we landed, some rock star of a computer programmer. We managed to land him. You could use that way. But probably it would be for a specific person, not for staff altogether. Okay, moving on. Senior D.
Rock the boat.
Yeah, okay. There it is. What does that mean if you're at work and you rock the boat?
Actually, I don't know. It's positive or negative because for me it seems negative.
It is negative.
Maybe some of the guys in your office just make something wrong. Maybe some gossipings. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. That's you've got
about
the general idea.
yes.
You start
So
trouble.
the whole atmosphere in the office, yes, are negative about him because of him.
Because of him. Yeah, okay. The idea is he starts trouble that isn't really necessary. Yeah, that's it. He causes problems, or yeah, you basically got the idea. All right, Hogan, E. Uh-oh.
Hello?
Yeah, hello? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just... Okay.
That might have been me. Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, blank some on the rope. Blank some on the rope. Find some on the ropes.
No.
No?
Nope.
Then make some on the ropes. I don't
No.
know. It's very
Okay.
many different choices.
Yeah, there are. And there are actually related idioms with different verbs with the ropes.
Maybe
Okay.
show then.
Yeah.
Show someone
All
the
right.
rope.
If you're training somebody at work, you're showing them the ropes. A new person. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay. Like a guide.
Yeah, you show them the ropes, or you teach them the ropes. Either one, they're both very common. Same meaning. If you are the new employee, then you're learning the ropes. Okay. So all related. They all come from the idea. It's a very old idiom that derives from the idea of sailors on a sailing ship. When they first set out to sea, the new sailors have to learn the ropes, quite literally, because everything is attached to ropes on a sailing ship. Those big ones with the giant sails from the olden days, 1700s, whatever. You have to learn literally where all the ropes go. That's where it comes from. Usually used in reference to work training. It can be used for some other things, some other skill attainment, like, I don't know, learning martial arts, taekwondo or something, or some kind of recreational activity where you have to learn a skill. I don't know, scuba diving. I went to a class to learn the ropes so I could get my scuba diver's certificate, something like that. Ken, how about letter F?
Can't stand in that pace.
Well, I don't know about the in part.
I can't stand the pace.
Yeah, okay. Can't stand the pace. What would that mean if somebody in your workplace can't stand the pace?
Maybe can't follow the pace, or can't tolerate the pace.
Yeah, can't tolerate, can't. I've often heard, or at least Americans say, can't keep the pace.
Mhm.
Same thing. That's right. They can't keep up.
Mhm.
That's right. They can't go as fast as everyone else. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Sinya, how about G?
Maybe hold and drop
Excellent.
down.
That's a tricky one. That was a hard one because it's usually negative. Usually you would hear can't hold a job down. What does that mean, Sinya, if somebody can't hold a job down?
You lose your job.
Yeah, they not only lose their job, but they
Fired.
Probably, most likely, yes, that's true. And not just one job, but they go from job to job to job to job. That's the time when we use this expression. My cousin Vinny can't hold a job down. He's had 6 different jobs in the last year. He quits after a month, like that. That's the idea. We use it when it's not just one time fired, but repeatedly. A pattern of act when it's become a pattern. Hogan, H.
Plank down someone's neck. Breathe. Breathe down someone's neck.
Yes, that is correct. What does that mean? If your
Breathe
boss,
down.
for example, your boss is breathing down your neck.
Probably someone is in charge of your job position.
Well, yeah, but it goes a lot further. If your boss is breathing down your neck, he's going over to your desk about every hour, and he's saying, Hogan, is the project done yet? How long till you have the project done, Hogan? Hogan, can I see your progress? Hogan, we need an hour later. Hogan, we need to present this tomorrow. And then an hour later, he comes back and he's like, Hogan, let me see what you've got. All right, he's
Like
breathing down your neck.
keep checking the progress and also nagging or
Nagging,
micromanage stuff.
micromanaging. Very good. Good. Thank you for presenting that word to the class. Yeah. If someone's breathing down your neck, you're being micromanaged, and they're pressuring you. They're stressing you out. Yep. That's it. Ken.
Maybe stand in your feet.
No, you can't stand in your feet.
Stand your feet.
No, no. You stand on your feet. That would be a different idiom.
Land your feet.
No, that would be land on your feet, and that is another idiom.
Go your feet.
No.
What else? Rock your feet.
No.
Make your feet.
No.
I don't know.
Time's up.
How far can you go? Oh my goodness. Anybody want to help Ken out here? Anybody know this one? I'll tell you what. Here's a big clue. Much like learn the ropes or show the ropes, this has to do with sailors. Sailors on a rolling deck of a ship as the waves rock the boat back and forth. They need to blank their feet. Yeah, Senia's got it. They need to find their feet. Okay. All right. So here's another one that harkens back to the sailors' days. This is actually where it comes from sailors. And even if you today, if you go on a boat, an English-speaking captain or something, or you may say you need to find your feet. You know, find your sea legs is another way to put it. Yeah, become steady. So, so a new person at a company needs to find your feet. You often use it to talk about yourself. I'm starting to find my feet now. I've been at the company for a week. I was lost at first, but now I'm starting to find my feet. Okay, know what you're doing is the idea. Yeah. Okay. Senior, letter J.
Go over someone's head.
Now this is interesting because this idiom is used two completely different ways. You have any idea what this means? Something
I know about job. What does it mean?
Okay, what does that mean?
It's negative, and when you want someone's place, so you do everything to get it in a wrong way usually.
No, not exactly, Senior. No, I have a problem at work, so I talk to my supervisor, and my supervisor does nothing about it, or doesn't want to do anything about it, or whatever. So I go over his head, and I talk to my supervisor's boss, and I bring the problem to him. Okay? So I go over my boss's head to his boss, and I tell him about the problem or whatever it is. Usually a problem. Usually it would be a problem. So, yeah, if you go and you go over your boss's head. I think I'm going to have to go over my boss's head. Or either that or I'm going to have to quit. You have a big problem that's really bothering you. Okay, there's another meaning to this, which is much more general, conversational, normal life. In any conversation, if a joke, for example, if a joke goes over your head, what does that mean?
You don't understand it?
That's it. Exactly. Exactly. Whatever. It may be somebody's talking medical terms and the doctor's talking to you about what's wrong with you, but he uses all medical terms. You might say, you know, doc, that went right over my head. I have no idea what you just talked about. It could be often jokes. jokes from one culture to another often go over your head. Yeah. By the way, if you're usually okay, I'm a little demonstration time. Okay, body language. If you're talking to two English speakers, say one of you guys is talking to two English speakers, and one of them tells you a joke, and the other English speaker laughs, but you don't get it. You don't understand. The guy who told the joke, or the other one of the English speakers might kind of look at you and look at the other guy. Go, this means it went right over her head. So if you ever see English speakers go, maybe roll their eyes, it meant, wow, they really didn't get that at all. That went right over their head. Okay. So there you go. An idiom that has its own actual gesture. Okay. Moving on. Hogan. Letter K.
Blank a job. That is land a job.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Okay. I forgot about the other end. The individual lands a job. Absolutely. Okay. And what does that mean, Hogan? If you land a job,
you got a new job.
that's it.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward. Okay. But as I said before, a company, or maybe whatever, two people in a company, you can land a customer. You can land a big contract. So it's also used that way as well. Interestingly, this comes from, again, from having to do with the ocean and ships. If you catch a fish and you bring it onto the boat, you land a fish. It comes from the same idea. In fact, the whole fishing thing and business and sales all go together. If you hook a customer, okay, you've got them. If you're reeling them in, you're convincing them to buy, and then if you finally land them, then you get the contract, or the customer actually buys. So there's a whole series of fishing-related idioms that talk about getting a new customer. Ken, finally, here's your, whoops, sorry, I did it the wrong way. L.
Go for somebody.
No.
No. Shop for somebody.
No. It's the one that you kept trying to use.
Try to use. Stand in for. Stand in for somebody.
Yeah, that's it.
I see.
That's it. So what does that mean if you stand in for somebody?
Maybe do other people's job.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Mark is out sick today, so Carol will stand in for him, and Carol will be giving the presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's it. Substitute. Okay. Senior, where did you go? Okay. All right. I will scroll back up as you guys need me to, but let's see if we can fill in the blank. This next part of the exercise is in the form of a dialogue, two people talking, so you can kind of see how the idiom would be used in a conversation. One person says something or asks a question, and the second person, indicated by an arrow, answers using an idiom. So Hogan, I guess, number one.
Number one, do you think it's worth me doing a part-time MBA? It's a lot of work. Continue?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Okay. It depends how much you want to. So choose from above, right?
Yep.
So it depends how much you want to climb the career ladder?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
And I would phrase this differently. I would say it depends how far you want to climb the career ladder, or maybe how far up you want to climb the career ladder.
Okay.
Yeah, I find the phrasing a little weird in this example. Yeah. Okay. Ken, number 2.
My new job's okay, but there are a lot of things I'm still not used to. That's normal. It always takes a few months before you really maybe yeah. Someone's love or something. I'm not sure.
I'll give you a hint. It's one of the ones that you did.
Okay. Stunt stuff.
No.
Run. I forgot. Your feet.
Yeah, well, find your feet.
Find your feet. Yeah, find your feet.
Okay. This is a very good example of how you use it. All right. Takes a while before you're fully trained and you're confident and you know what you're doing. You find your feet. That's exactly it. That's exactly the idea. It takes a while before you're fully confident and you know what you're doing. Yeah. Speaking of your feet and work, just because I'm thinking of it, if you get your feet wet, what is it in a job? Ken, what does that mean?
Feet wet.
Get your feet wet.
And maybe the fault.
Well, it's very similar. Have you ever heard the expression dip your toes in the water?
Dip your toes in the water.
Very similar.
Start.
Exactly. Give it a try. Test the waters. Dip your toes in the water. Test the waters. All of these have the idea of just starting. So they're often used in conjunction with business, maybe a worker and worker training, maybe in relation to other things, a company trying a new market or opening a branch in a new company. Okay, we opened a branch in Malaysia. It's been about 3 months now. We've had a chance to get our feet wet, or we are just testing the waters in Malaysia. We're just opening a new branch, like that. They all have something to do with the idea of new. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And by the way, find your feet. I mentioned find your sea legs. You might actually hear that used in exactly the same way. Okay. Hogan, number 3.
Number 3, I suppose your busiest time is around Christmas, isn't it? Yes. We always blank extra another blank just for that period.
Huh.
Okay. It's
Oddly.
a bit tricky. So it's busiest around. So we always extra staff, I guess.
Yeah. We always blank extra staff.
Okay, it's a take on. So
there you go.
Yes, we always take on extra staff just for that period. Okay.
Yeah, you could also say we always find extra staff. It would be exactly the same, and it would be a normal co-location. Either one, but yeah, take on extra staff around Christmas. I think it's exactly the example I gave earlier. Ken, number 4.
Are you working late again tonight? I'm afraid so. Peter's blank for last month's sales figures. Peter's.
got to be ready for tomorrow morning's meeting.
They've got to be ready for tomorrow morning meeting.
Okay. Peter's what for last month's sales figures? I'm thinking Peter's the boss.
Mhm.
That was kind of vague.
Okay, Peter's breathe down your neck, my neck.
My neck in this case. Peter's. Yeah, this is Peter is, not possessive. Peter is breathing down my neck. Yes, for last month's sales figures. Right. He's pressuring you. That's the idea. Yep, that's exactly it. Very good. Hogan, number 5.
Number 5, I'm going to have a word with Jack and try to change my holidays. Jack's on a course this week. And Marie is blank, so you'd better wait till he gets back. You know what she's like.
Okay, Jack's gone and Marie is.
Marie is. Let me see. Stand in for Jack. Stand in for.
And of course, Marie is. We have the verb to be. So
okay. Marie is standing. In for Jack.
Yeah, and it's very common also. Standing in or filling in. Marie is filling in for him. Same meaning, same usage. Both are common.
Are you saying Mary is standing in or filling? Just filling?
Filling in. Same.
Okay.
Yeah, we still need the preposition in. Hey, frankly, I like filling in this exercise. Filling in is more the idea of over a period of time, and standing in, I think, at least for Americans, is more used for a one-time thing, like to give a speech or a presentation or something like that, or teach one class. Okay, I'm going to stand in for teacher David today and teach his class. I would more likely use standing in for a one-time thing and filling in for 2 weeks. But hey, maybe that's just me. I don't know. I think you can use them interchangeably. Ken, number 6.
Okay, you know Frank's not going to put your idea on the agenda for tomorrow's meeting, don't you? Isn't he? In that case, I'll have to blank and talk to his head of department.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. All right. What are you gonna do?
I have to rock the boat. Rock the boat.
I didn't think about that. That would actually fit in the context of the sentence, but there's a better answer, more to the idea of talking to your boss's boss.
Over someone's head?
That's it. That's the one. Go
over someone's head.
So, okay, I'll have to go over his head.
Yeah.
Rock the boat would fit too. You know, well, actually, when you go over someone's head at work, you are rocking the boat. You are doing something a little out of the ordinary that's probably going to make some people upset.
I see. Yep.
So, okay. So actually, both of those would fit. Hogan, number 7.
Number 7. I bumped into Paul last week. He just started a new job selling insurance. I wonder how long that will last. He can't. He can't blank for longer than 6 months. Can't stand the pace.
Interestingly, that might fit in context. That would fit. He can't keep up for a long period of time. He can't keep going at the same speed as everyone else. That could fit. So I'm not
That
okay.
would be hold the job down.
Yeah, I think that's the
Okay.
better fit.
Hold the job down, right?
Yeah, he can't keep a job for longer than 6 months. All right. He goes from job to job to job. Yeah. Okay. I think we've all met somebody like that probably in our lives. Ken, number 8. Ken?
Sorry, I forgot
Yeah.
unmute.
Okay.
Yeah. Where is Andrew working nowadays? Haven't you heard? He just started a great branch with that new American bank in the city. No.
Well, again, it fits in context more or less, but it has more to do with the he doesn't have a job as far as the first speaker is concerned. It would be very hard to be the manager in charge of a new branch as a new job. So it has to do more the idea of getting a new job.
Okay. That means land, just land,
Yeah.
land, a great job.
Yeah. He has just landed a great job.
Yeah, I credited.
In this case, he's is actually he has, a contraction of he has. Yep. Okay. Well, terrific. Okay. Of note of interest related to work. If you're going to delay but not cancel a project, you can say, let's put that on the back burner for a while. I actually use this sometimes with some of my longer term students. I'll say, okay, we need to talk about this at some point, but let's finish this section of our studies first. So let's just put that on the back burner. So common enough. I just used this yesterday in one of my classes, as a matter of fact. Okay. You put something on the back burner, it's a project, it's something you have to deal with, but you just don't have the time, or you don't have the time, or it's just not possible to deal with it right now. It's a little different than something's in the pipeline. Something's in the pipeline means that it's planned and it's coming inevitably. All right. It's not that you're voluntarily not doing it yet. It's going to come, and when it starts, you're going to start doing it, But if it's on the back burner, it's something that can wait. You have to do it, but you can wait for a while. It's a little different, and it's used differently. Right. You use put it on the back burner when you're actually suggesting the idea that you delay a project.
Can you say like on the backlog for a while? I think in the company we used the word backlog. So we have to do something, but not right now. So in the case, we put this task into backlog so that we can do it later if we have time. I'm not sure if it can be used here or not.
Okay, well, each company has its own culture and sometimes their own expressions, their own vernacular. But I'm not sure because, we do have the word in English, a backlog. A backlog means that, or similarly, you might have a backlog because you have a log jam. Okay, let me explain these words. A backlog means that you're getting more projects. Okay, for example, if you can only do 2 projects a week, but you're getting 3 projects a week, that means you're creating a backlog. You're going to have to, it's only possible to do 2, but you're getting 3. So the next week goes by, you have an extra project, but then you get 3 more projects. So another week goes by, you have 2 projects on the backlog. Another week goes by, you get 3 more projects, you can only do 2. Now you have 3 projects in your backlog. What that refers to is not that you're volunteering to delay it, but that you have no choice but to delay it. Do you see the difference?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. So a backlog is not good because that means there's things that you really should be doing now or as soon as possible. A logjam, however, refers to, okay, you normally get 2 projects a week, but something happened, I don't know what, your company got some publicity, whatever, and suddenly there's a week where you have 16 projects come in at the same time. Holy smokes, that's a logjam. Okay, a sudden big influx of business. A logjam would, of course, inevitably result in a backlog, of course, because you just can't get everything done at once. All right, so those are 2 very useful terms and very commonly used terms in English. I mean, in business. Absolutely. So they're worth noting, and they are kind of idiomatic. Do you know what a logjam is in actual reality? What that comes from? A logjam? Hogan, any idea?
I've never heard about that.
Okay. If you were in the business of wood to build with, okay, logging, you cut down trees on the mountainside, you put the trees in the river, in a big river, and you float thousands and thousands of trees that form like a giant raft. You float them down the river towards the ocean to where the mills are. Okay? And
Yes.
I don't know if they even do this in Asia, but it's fairly common practice in northwestern United States and Canada. It's an easy, cost-effective way to move timber or logs. And you do that, and then a log jam, like a traffic jam, okay, if you have 2 or 3 companies doing that and they run into each other and they basically block up the river and they get all stuck, or if the logs all come apart and get twisted and get stuck, that's a log jam. A whole lot of logs at once. That's actually what it comes from.
Okay, thank you.
All right, sure. And last little thing here, a euphemism or an expression that we use to talk about working under pressure. If somebody starts whining or complaining, you may say to them, hey, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. It is, sometimes it's just said in a playful way, but if you're saying this to somebody because they're complaining, you're saying this, basically you're saying if you don't like it, get out. If you can't keep up, then leave. Then quit. Then goodbye. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. And that has to do with working under pressure, working fast, or working with a lot of other pressures, whatever pressure it may be. Okay, we've only got a minute or 2. Let's see how many of these you guys remember. Ken, number 1.
Climb the career ladder.
Yes, success. Get a better position. Hogan, number 2.
Find your feet in a new job.
Yes, very good. Ken, 3.
Landed a great staff
Job.
job.
Yeah, yes, it could be staff, but more often land a great job. You get a new job. Hogan, number 4. Notice landed a great job. Well, you can say land a job. Never mind.
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Can't stand the pace.
Can't stand the pace. Can't keep the pace. Yeah. Okay. Ken, number 5.
Project. Project. The pipeline.
Yeah. A project in the pipeline.
The pipeline.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You might say a project in the works means the same thing as a project in the pipeline. It hasn't really started yet, but you're getting close. Okay. You know what, guys? That's good enough for your review for now because we're out of time and past time. And I have to start another class. So thanks a lot, Hogan, Ken.
Okay. Thank you.